Have you ever actually stopped and listened to that voice inside your head? The one that's constantly narrating everything you do? Well, today we're diving into that inner voice. But we're not going to treat it as just some random noise. We're going to look at it as the most powerful programming language you will ever use. We'll explore how the things you tell yourself are literally writing the script for your life.
So, let's just imagine for a second that your mind is this incredibly sophisticated computer, and every single thought that pops into your head, that's a line of code. And honestly, this isn't just a cool metaphor, it's a really practical way to get a handle on how you can start programming your own reality. And this programming language, it actually has a name. It's called self-talk. It's that constant stream of unspoken thoughts just running through your head all day long. So whether you're cheering yourself on or, beating yourself up over a mistake, you are actively writing the code that's going to run your day, your mood, and maybe even your entire future. Now here's what's so fascinating. This isn't a one-time script you write. Oh no, it's running on a constant loop. And that loop creates what you can think of as your mind's operating system. And this whole system, it follows one very simple but very powerful rule. And that rule is just repetition. See, your brain is literally wired to believe whatever you tell it most often. So if you're consistently running the "I can't do this" program, guess what? That becomes a core belief. But the exact same thing is true for "I can handle this." Over time, these repeated thoughts, they stop being just thoughts. They actually become the foundation of your entire mindset. Okay, so if our thoughts are the code and repeating them builds the operating system, then what's the output? What does this program actually do in our lives? The answer is, well, it's pretty much everything.
First off, there's the psychological output. Positive self-talk is like running clean, efficient code that builds up your confidence and your emotional stability. It helps you see challenges as, opportunities. On the flip side, negative self-talk. That's like a virus in the system. It actively ramps up your anxiety, your stress, and all that self-doubt.
And this has a massive impact on your performance. I mean, this is why the top athletes and the highest achieving executives, they don't just train their bodies or their skills. They are obsessed with training their minds. They are constantly running code like, "I can push through this," or "I've got this." It's not just some motivational hype. It's a real mental software update that boosts focus and directly leads to better results. And the impact just keeps going. This mental code you're running influences how you manage your emotions, how clear or cloudy your decisions are, and even the habits you end up forming. It is directly linked to your mental health, and it absolutely affects the quality of your relationships. It's the software running in the background of your entire life.
Okay, I know this can all sound a little bit abstract, so let's make it super concrete. Let's compare some good code versus some bad code in situations you'll probably recognize.
It all comes down to a really simple principle of input and output. The thoughts you choose to feed your mind, they're going to directly determine the results you get back. So look at this. You're facing an exam. The input, "I'm not ready," creates anxiety and stress. But the input, "I've prepared, I'll do my best," that creates calm and focus. Or maybe you're learning English. Telling yourself, "My English is bad," just makes you hesitant. But "I'm improving every day," that encourages you to practice. And when you face a setback, "I always fail" is a total dead end. But "I can learn from this," well, that's a launch pad for your next success. See the huge difference in the output?
So this is really the most crucial takeaway. Your mind truly operates like a programming system. What you put in, you get out. It's that simple. Negative input gets you a negative output. Put in some positive, constructive code, and you're going to get constructive results. It is that direct.
So, naturally, this leads to the most important question of all. What if your code is full of bugs? What if you realize you've been running a negative program for years? Well, the great news is you can debug it. Here's a really simple 4-step process for rewriting your own mental code.
First is awareness. You just have to start noticing the code as it's running. Just listen to that inner voice. No judgment. Second, challenge it. When you catch a negative thought, stop and question it. Ask yourself, "Hey, is that actually true? Where's the proof?" Third, replace it. Find a more realistic, more constructive thought. It doesn't have to be fake, over-the-top positivity, just something more balanced. And finally, step 4 is practice. Because just like learning a real programming language, repetition is what makes this new, better code your automatic default setting.
So what's the ultimate takeaway from all this? It's a simple but really profound shift in perspective. You're not just the computer that's running the code. You are the programmer.
Your inner voice, those patterns of thinking you have, they're not set in stone. They might feel like habits, sure, but they are not your destiny. You have the power to open up that code editor in your mind and start rewriting the script line by line. You are in control of the input.
So, the next time you hear that voice in your head, just remember this. It's about to run a program, and the only question is, what program will you choose?